Bim bim bim. Biri bim bim. I forgot to increase the quality. This is a real content, because this is where I forgot to do every single thing that should have been done before streaming. So yeah. Um, oh my god. Literally, I think it happens that when I hit start streaming, my brain also remembers those things that I might have needed to do before streaming. So yeah, I don't know. I can't really complain about it, so far. We are more than anything else chilling, as one would say. So yeah, I can't really get angry about it. Why the fuck is it so loud? Is this the average audio? No, no, this is the average audio. Okay, I think I might need to add a limiter. Let me see. Properties. No. I think I might try to add a limiter just in case because limiter. Okay. Is a limiter something simple to do? Yeah, I can do it at -3. Okay, there it is. The limiter should be around -3. So, aside from that, everything else should be working fine. And what else was it that I had to say? I think it was something like, yeah, wait, I need to get this over here. Give me a second. But yeah, so far, particularly today, we're going to have a very chill stream, I would expect. As I have had a lot of problems, trying to kind of get everything going and also to get stuff to happen. In the sense of um, holidays are very, very, I cannot really put into the correct amount of words, very fucking busy in my house. So yeah, we have been going from here to there, we have been getting everything ready, and we have been kind of, in a sense, almost going crazy trying to organize everything to work properly. So yeah, overall, the basic idea is always festivities, holidays in particular, are a very, not random, more like very hectic, let's say. So yeah, basically that. But well, aside from that, kind of, I forgot to say it before. As always, welcome everybody. I don't really know. I think I can't really add that much more. Let me now proceed into something little bit more interesting. That is transition to here. Here, there it is. We have the program. Yeah, there it is. It is being properly transmitted. Let me see. Is it being captured? Is everything fine? I guess one of the few problems that might happen is, in a sense, it ends up becoming a reality that if I am not okay, I think if I have too many processes open all at the same time, my whole PC, I don't know if it is that it directly dies or something like that. That's what I ended up learning in that sense. I was checking the whole bot of yesterday's, the last bot, more properly to say, and the problem was on that on end, let's say. So yeah, I don't really know what the fuck is happening with that. But well, let me see. We have this over here. This was, as always, I try to do a little bit of practice, just in case it might be needed. I don't think I personally gained that much from doing it, but yeah, practice, as always. At the end of the day, even if it isn't the most necessary thing, practice makes perfection. So yeah, practicing is nice. Let me get over here the colors. Hello, hello up. What the fuck? There it is. And also, now that we're here, what the fuck is this? This is the Raven Chaucer. Okay, and that one, there is one that I can click. Okay. Anyways, today okay, we have had a lot of stuff going on in my house today. It is incredible to finally find myself not really having something to talk about. I guess in a sense, almost it happened that I kind of somehow tired myself out before really streaming with everything that happened so far. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we at the very least, I can as always try to talk out a particular idea, and that is today we are probably going to observe something. Okay, let me revise a little bit of what I have in my memory. I know that a lot of stuff has been properly analyzed lately. The only problem is, well, specifically today, I didn't have the chance of really stopping. So it is like these last 3, 4 hours. I've had, yeah, 3 or 2 last hours. I finally had the possibility of sitting down and thinking. So let me try to organize a little bit more what is going on inside my head. If I'm not wrong, mm, okay, we were basically over something like the idea itself of. Okay, okay. I think I have something barely usable for this particular case. So, idea, um, pin, line here, and idea itself is. Let me see. Wait, also, is the internet working? Is the PC not fucking lagging? Okay, let me then do this properly. The idea. Why the fuck is this higher? Here it is. The idea itself is. um, yeah, yeah. This is going to be the that I'm going to talk about. Looking for things to work on. There it is. That is the basic idea today. Looking for things to work on. Because, in a sense, okay, I can properly say it like this. It happened to me that, in particular, this idea came when we were speaking with my family about, in general, what was it? Okay, they brought up something like an event that was going on, or not an event, but rather some rather important things that were happening with someone who they all knew and with which they wanted a little bit of help. And it appeared to me that it happened what we are going to discuss here, and that is sometimes we forget that we need to actually look for things to work on rather than to simply find ourselves preoccupied with the things we cannot solve. Let's say, in in a more proper manner, it also isn't that we really do not have anything to truly try to utilize our time. It is more like somehow it happens to us that because we are not really paying attention, and because even more, we are not really even, let's say, observing the different things that we are experiencing. Okay, here, let me make the first arrow something like this. How? Um, this is one, but this is not the one that we are going to utilize first. And also, wait, here. This is incredible. That is a fucking K, yeah? That is a K. That tried to be a K, or something like that. And it probably failed a little bit, but it was something. There it is. Hello, Masurok. Welcome. What a fucking K that is. Let me. What the fuck? There it is. No, for real. Hello, Masurok. What the fuck? Anyways, here. Now, the how itself we're not going to touch first. Rather, we're going to extrude the why. Because this idea depends on the notion as to why it would be kind of necessary, in a sense. And that is, as I see it, it happens to us that, okay, let's say like this. Um, Mm, matters. I don't know if it is kind of useful to simply say matters. But yeah, we are going to simply use that word. It came to my mind first, so no other one should we use for this argument. Ah, what the fuck is happening? Mouse? Do not tell me that we are going to have problems with this mouse, my brother. Um, oh my god. Yeah, I am also having some problems because I somehow forget how it is that you write letters. I don't know how. Um, wait. Worrying about the category itself. I think it was something like. Let me try to remember. The category itself of the things that you cannot really work on was closely related to. Okay, worrying about. Um, mm, yeah, in a sense, it isn't that they are really meaningless, but. mm, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Somehow it happens that the kind of yeah, maybe it is more of a heavy topic than what I thought because okay, un effect Tibeli, okay, Tibe, okay, there it is. There we have it. The whole argument presented. Amazing, almost. Um, I need wait. I need to enclose all of that here like this. Yeah, because this particularly refers to the idea why now properly having this displayed on screen, we can more correctly talk about it. The interest on understanding why we should even try to work on different problems instead of or try to look at the very least for problems to work on is infinitely better. Why? The reason itself is the best way to see it happens to be that we think that finding things that needs to be taken care of and obviously also translating this particular side. Let me let me do it like this. Uh, when you translate this into the how, you understand that you have things that you can work on, but this obviously isn't equal to let me not equal. There it is. Not equal to worrying about meaningless events inefficiently, because the idea itself in this particular case is to utilize our time and to spend it rather in a meaningful way. And the assumption itself that we need to take care of it is yes, there are ways in which we can utilize our time meaningfully or meaninglessly, let's say. So once you find that it might be true for your particular case, then you can think, and then it is that you can somehow try to analyze in which ways it is that you are somehow spending your time. So that is the particular why in this case. Now, as I said before, taking into consideration that finding matters to work on, and obviously also looking for things to work is important. The how itself is presented in this case, and that is to have a. I, I don't really know. I have seen. Let me let me make it like this. Um, Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Oh, approach. Something like this. Oh my god, there it is. Rational approach, because before continuing properly. Also, it happens that I see a lot of times you need to have a rational approach. When people tries to speak about this concept before anything else, they say in the easiest manner or the best way to dispatch the whole idea is to simply attribute this capacity or this particular tool to the side of ourselves that lies in the rationality. When in reality, at least, in the people that I know, also in myself, and in those that I have heard about, it doesn't really seem to come simply for being from the side of us that is rational. It rather is born from the reality that is. Sometimes we end up learning and we end up even more properly seeing and absorbing the information that is compiled around everything, not simply from the rational and the more cold, what is it, cold-hearted mind of us that we have to analyze different things in life, but also from properly processing all of those things that also deal with our feelings and our sentiments and our different sensations sometimes. So yeah, I wouldn't try to categorize this as you need to have a more rational approach. It simply, what the fuck? Anyways, it simply is something that should happen or that should be born from desire, let's say, desire to, I will say like this, not have an even, okay, yeah, an even worse time, basically. I think, okay, there might be something that I need to accept here, and that is this particular area, or what, this particular area is, I will accept in this very particular case, that is born from an understanding that I have of more things that I might not even be consciously aware that I have in my mind at all times, let's say. So I am very sorry if I am missing some very crucial points. I will probably guess that I am lacking the stuff like why would it be important to not have a worse time or what it is that it tries to mean. But also, obviously, I am going right now to explain it, so we will see. Mm, I don't know. Okay, I think probably another one is why why should it be that we need to have a desire? Okay, let me make this particular thing here, and let's do it like this. We're going to extrude an arrow, and we're going to touch on that particular side of this idea after on. But now, yeah, the desire to not have an even worse time is how you find in you the interest or the capacity of, obviously, as the topic itself represents, looking for things to work on. Because what it tries to mean is you understand, or at the very least, probably if you can't properly conceive why it is that you should not have an even better life, you at the very least, based on your past experiences in life, have already observed the whole reality that is you never want to be worse. At the very least, you would be happy if everything were to be conserved in the state in which it is, compared to everything that makes your life be what it is right now, something even worse or something better than what you actually have. So, from the desire of, yeah, that's the fucking word that I was looking for. You understand that sometimes it doesn't really simply mm, appears from the interest of having a better life, but rather from the interest of not having a miserable one. That is the proper encapsulating concept here. The interest and the obviously desire, as it says here, to not have a miserable life is what creates in you the possibility of looking for things to solve. I think probably, now that I am speaking about it, probably it might need a second page or something like that, because this is maybe too big of a concept to simply have it all here displayed, let's say. But we're going to see. Maybe I can fit it somewhere like around here and around over here. I don't know. I don't know. I so far I can't really predict what is it that I am going to do with all of this mess. But well, now what I wanted to find a little bit more is why is it that we should have, or even more, as I said before, why would we already find in ourselves an interest for not having a worse life? So yeah, mm, wait, I am already making too tiny letters, so let's try to not make them even tinier. Mm, 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 mm. Oh my god. Okay, past experiences signal bad or danger, let's say. Yeah, there it is, properly here. Because I also found it when I was trying to comprehend this concept itself that sometimes people say you will have a desire to not live so badly, but in reality, the necessity or the important thing also to ask is how will I know that I have a desire for this? Or how will I even, if I myself do not feel like I have it, how will I truly know that it ends up being something important for me in particular? And it happens that the best way to see it is your past experiences show you, and really in this case signal to you, what was a bad or a dangerous experience, obviously. Mm, a bad or a dangerous one. A bad or an obviously unintentionally in some way really unpleasant experience that you had at some point. In that way, that is based on your own concepts and even more your own realities that you will want to never have again. These mm, not simply experiences, and not only in a okay. Let's say that all of this, what the fuck? Okay, all of this, all of this idea applies on a very simple level, simply to us on one hand, but on the other, it also happens that all of these ideas also apply when you have the possibility of finally dealing with all of these realities, also start applying to those who you are close with and to those who you are interested in helping with, let's say. In a more conscious manner, it will be when you finally, okay, this is a very advanced idea, let's say, because this has to deal with what I am talking about. I don't think I can even fit this in any way properly somehow. Um, let me see. Can I try to fit this over? Okay, let me try to fit this here. Holy fuck. Pim pim pim. Phase two. Mm, There it is. There we have it. Also, hello, yes, welcome. Wait, here. There it is. Amazing. Hello, sir. Welcome. um, we are trying some new stuff basically. So yeah, let me try to guide you around what is it that we have already created here, because this is already a very complicated mess, and we don't have to finish this, but simply this is the newest addition to this particular idea, the unending game theory. Because yeah, let me go itself from the start. We are talking about looking for things to work on. The reason as to why we should try to do something like that is because we understand that we have a necessity of finding matters not to work in, but rather to solve and to get rid of. And in this particular case, we are also speaking about that, in a sense, it isn't equal that we use our time to simply worry about events that we can't really solve in meaningful ways. We have to make the particular assumption, obviously, that there are ways in which we can mm, meaningfully, and there are also ways in which we cannot meaningfully do or properly analyze different problems that happen to us, or events that we cannot really in any particular shape solve, let's say. But leaving that particular assumption aside as something that can simply be taken as a fact, in a second, um, we move into the idea itself of how to do it, and that is first and foremost the simple clarification, let's say, of this has nothing to do with the fucking rational approach that some people try to talk about. This literally has nothing to do with that idea that some people try to utilize as, yeah, you can always work on things as long as you're rational. It has nothing to do with that. It is more based on the desire of not wanting to have mm, an even worse time being alive, or an even more miserable existence than what we already have experienced. Because here in this particular case, the desire itself can be explained like this: the past experiences that we already went through show you bad or dangerous things that happen to you, and even more, give you the possibility of already being aware about the different things and the different problems that you want to never again encounter, or you want to, at the bare minimum, get rid of the most that you can. And now, after having tried to explain all of this particular idea, we have to move on into the second phase, and that is the unending game theory. And the terminology itself might be completely chaotic in some ways. Because what is happening here is we're talking about the game theory part, that is, you are going through your life to play a lot of games, not in the sense of video games, but rather game theory itself. Obviously, that idea that refers to the act of you engaging in some role against or with another human. So, when you understand that also this whole idea can be applied, okay, let me more properly signal this. This whole idea can apply to you, this whole idea that can apply to you and can be useful to you. You also start to move on to the second level, let's say, that is to see that maybe you will end up having an interest in not having to deal with these problems simply you yourself, and not wanting to simply get rid you of your particular, as it says here, past experiences, and getting rid also all, yeah, getting rid of all of those bad things that you know you never want to go through once again. But also, when you see that, in a sense, the life that you're going to have might as well have an infinite amount of games in which you are going to engage, you also observe, or you also finally realize that it ends up being almost a necessity for you to solve the problems that others also have. In this particular case, we are not really talking about the idea of what is the most efficient way to do it, aside from obviously this, and that is to be clear that the way in which you start with the best foot, let's say, is to be clear that you want to never once again go back into a more miserable state than that the one in which you already are. So aside from that particular concept, mm, there is no other way in which we are going to delve even deeper aside, not aside, speaking about all of those different theories. So yeah, that is the whole theory so far. And now I know that I wanted to add something else, and I think it was like around here. I do not remember exactly why. So let me try to see. I know that something is lacking here. The problem is because I had to retell everything present. I might be. What is it that I am lacking? I know that there is something, I will even say, important if after forgetting about it, I still know that it was important. It was. Let me see. No, I can't really remember. I would probably add, if I had to add anything else aside from this, honestly, um, another completely. Ah, yeah. I think this was. I think this can go here. I don't know if it was this particular one or if it was something else, but it talks about the idea of. Let me close this. Um, we also. Holy fucking god! I can't write properly. I am incredibly bad at fucking writing. We also don't. Holy god! Why I can't write properly? What is happening? Don't want. Ah, it is because I have too tiny of a fucking space. Obviously, let me let me concentrate. Mm, Oh my fucking god! Why is it that I am having such a hard time writing today? Mm, wait. Or there it is. Or yeah, I can't fit that fucking water. Give me a second. Let me see how I can fit it. Or let me write it directly over here. Mm, there it is. Because another side of this idea is also that the final realization that someone might have, or the final understanding that you might reach after trying to spend, let's say, I don't really know how much it might take based on a individual to individual case, but sometimes it happens, or well, not sometimes, the final objective, sorry, is to understand that the true meaning of this is to not want to spend our existence, because the final problem that we're going to observe, or the biggest one that we're going to find, is our existence itself is limited. And also, it means sometimes that while it might be in some cases a problem, it also opens up the possibility of solving so many other problems, not only for ourselves, but also for all of those who might be around us, and even those who we might not even know, that the whole chance of creating something good instead of, as it says here, worrying about meaningless events ineffectively will be a bigger motivator than to simply know, or to not to know, to fall deep into the shadows itself of the feelings that are born from the anxiety that ends up being created. by not knowing what is it that you can do about any particular thing, but rather by carefully observing the realities in which you might have the possibility of intervening and obviously doing so. So, yeah, this is without really talking about any particular experience or any particular interest of solving anything, we can end it around here as it might have more than enough here. This is one of the yeah, I think so far. Somehow I found, well, almost lying before saying I don't have anything to talk about. I end up finding one of the most complex shit to try to explain in such a tiny canvas. So yeah, I don't know. That's the whole concept basically. Yeah, kind of even amazing to see that I was able to somehow explain it. Probably I wasn't, so that is why I feel so confident about it. But yeah, also I spent half an hour trying to explain it. So yeah, I don't know. Let me move on. That is the whole idea. No more fucking explanation. So give me a second, because I want to delete this shit. I forgot to do it before. Delete this. Alright, it isn't that I forgot it is rather that I leave it for every single time that we start the stream. I have done at the very least some tiny amount of practice, some minimal amount of practice, as it ends up being kind of a necessity for me to do it, you know. So yeah, all of that is over there, and now something new that I will want to move onto will be. Let me see. I think I have some stuff that I would like to discuss, but yeah, it, it has been okay. Let me simply go to the most direct problem that I have right now, and let's try to work on that. Problem equal what the fuck? Mouse? No, I think it is my PC that is dying. Let me see. Um, is that what is happening? Let me check. Oh yes, are you working? No. Okay. OBS is fucking lagging. So why is everything lagging? I let me check. Let me check because it is already kind of bothersome to lag in the middle of everything. So let me try to see if I can do somehow something about it. Probably I will guess if it had to be about anything in particular, it might as well be because of me having maybe too many stuff open, maybe somehow. I don't know. Mm, but aside from that, okay, my whole PC, how is it working? Task manager, let me check. Also, oh wait, give me a second. There it is. Hello, Shupuni, or Shuponi. I don't know how to say it. Sorry. Welcome. We are so far we're in the middle of trying to fix a problem, and that is to see why the fuck my PC is lagging so much. Uh, oh yeah, it seems my PC is updating while I was trying to stream. Once again, thank you Windows. Yeah, I can't fix that in any way. So yeah, I don't know. So far, wait, we were trying to work on this particular thing that was creating. We are discussing a problem, creating. mm, I will say like this real reason, no what sense, uh, and order in the scene. Um, is getting messier and messier. My fucking handwriting, amazing. In the sea, of our mind. Let's say like that. There it is. Because in this particular case, this idea is born more than anything else from my actual, as I am trying to stream, experience. I am kind of struggling with finding proper order in my mind, particularly today. I will, okay, let's say like this. Um, all reasons equal um, okay, yeah, probably, yeah, yeah, since it is kind of obvious that all of these things happen without one really noticing that they are stacking in the background, let's say. It, it will be the best comparison that I could try to create is it feels as if somehow we were, what is it, having all of these debuffs affecting how it is that we're functioning without really noticing that they are there. So yeah, something like that. Restlessness is probably reason. Restlessness, tiredness, and obviously lack of. There it is. I think that is the proper way to go about it. The lack of introspection is holy fucking god, introspection is also not a reason. But the three main reasons that I can find is the restlessness, tiredness, and obviously, as I said before, lack of introspection. Because all of this is nothing else but simply the fully, let's say, display the stack of the different realities that we experience and the different, how to say it. In my particular case, it comes from also the whole, let's say, side that is born from not really trying to pay attention to what it is that I am feeling sometimes, but probably mm, probable reasons. I don't know if it is a reason or more like a. Also, sorry, hello Rosebud. I wrote it and forgot to say anything. Hello Rosebud, welcome. Um, Probably it also happens. I will guess. Be, okay. Um, I wanted to add here same. In a sense, they are the same stuff here. They might seem to be different, but I think restlessness and tiredness are not the same. So yeah, but but all of this conglomerate of things is related or is born from the chaotic mess is life itself. Let's say amazing. Haha. Basically, that is the definition I could try to give to this. It happens that when all of those different things start affecting our sense in the most direct way, it's, it's hard to notice it because the whole nature of our own, let's say, lifestyle ends up making us not even have the possibility of stopping to analyze what is it that is happening to us. I kind of remember talking about something semi-similar to this before, but in this particular case, it is not simply applied to others, but more to ourselves, to the degree to which we're really speaking about also the reality that is when we find ourselves not really immersed in the things that we wanted to do, or even more, in the different aspects of our life that we really wanted to engage in, but rather we end up being driven from task to task, let's say. Can I add that somewhere? Do I really need to add that somewhere? I don't think I need to add that. So, anyways, let me continue talking meanwhile. Because, yeah, in a sense, it is born foremost from the reality itself of, as I was saying before, our life making us go from one thing to the other directly without having a proper transition between them, and even more without having the chance of cooling down or be it body or mind properly in a way in which we can and yeah we can process all the experiences that we went through. And I will say like this, kind of taking into account what is it that I said before. uh, Holy fucking god. Give me a second. There it is. Solution equal create. I think, yeah, I was when when I was when I was writing the word itself, create. In one side, it appeared to me as if it might not have been the best one to say, but on the other, it might be. Mm, because I think, suppose, in a sense, we cannot really make it appear, or let's say, extract it from elsewhere. Rather, we need to change. Um, let me finish this. There it is. This is amazing. I think, do I need to ask something else? I don't. This one seems rather easier or very short. It could have even more. I don't know. But yeah, the solution is to create a space in which we can process the different, as I said before, the different experiences that we went through instead of simply living, let's say, mindlessly and go through all of our life without stopping. And at the end of the day, or at the end of an undetermined amount of days, feel somehow like we are not feel, I would rather say, find ourselves really tired because we didn't give to us we didn't give to ourselves the possibility of analyzing our different, as it says here, feelings, emotions, and even more obviously, different things in which we can try to address things in the same manner as I did before. Um, mm, let's say like this. And well, give me a second because I want to do this before I move on. There it is. Now I wrote both of them. One I forgot to say it. That was hello Wacom and also hello Crankrak. Um, Let me go to here. Because wait, we have new people. I need to go over all of this before moving on and adding what I wanted to say before. That was, we're talking about right now a problem, and that is, um, the problem itself is we do not have the possibility of creating a real sense and order in the sea of our mind. In that sense, the probable reasons were the restlessness that we feel and the tiredness that we have, let's say, stuck in us. Also, obviously, in a sense, they are somehow the same, you know. Um, and aside from that, it is also that we find ourselves lacking the possibility. What? There it is. Also, sorry. Hello, Whiplash. let me continue. Ah, literally, I am going crazy by myself. Nobody is doing nothing. It is only me that is going crazy. Now, what I was saying is, we have the probable reasons are we find ourselves being restless, tired, and while they are the same, also it is that we lack the possibility of analyzing the yeah, probably lack. There it is, lack. we lack the possibility of analyzing the different things that we went through. The collection of these reasons comes together or is created because we have a chaotic mess that is life itself and that obviously tries to mean our lifestyle does not give us the possibility of experiencing properly all of those things. And the solution was to create a space to process all of this stuff in a manner in which we can properly deal with all of these situations instead of simply, let's say, having to find ourselves immersed once again in all of these problems. So, yeah, and in that same sense, what I wanted to add before was connecting this with the previous concept. mm, the main way in which we can try to somehow see it is give me a second because there it is. If you somehow notice that it becomes a thing with which you can start to work on or with which you can start to properly take care of and move on in your life, you also have the possibility of dealing with it once and for all, I would say. But yeah, also I just wanted to show this in a sense to bring out of this other explanation for those who were before, because I am not going to explain out of this fucking shit once again. This is yeah. So basically, what this is go back and watch the war. But yeah, I don't have anything else to add to those two particular topics. So yeah, let me move on into something new. I don't know so far how much I have in the live stream. So let me also before I start with a new idea. Let me check that. Where is it that we are? How much I have in an hour? Why I talk about two ideas and I spend a whole hour talking about them? What? I don't know. Uh, I guess it happens. But well, aside from that, a completely new idea. Let me drink water meanwhile. I try to find something to talk about. Okay, then this I have it. Holy fucking god. Idea. There it is. I am pretty sure this one in particular I wanted to talk about before. So I will somehow feel very sad if it is that I never realize. Also, I just I read chat properly. Like 10 minutes later, but you have it there. Munkum your Bob. Yeah. Um, incredibly late. But it's better to be late than to never be in time. You know? My god. My fucking god. Incredible content creator. Sorry. It wasn't intentional to ignore you. Fucking god. Ah, man. Ah, I even kind of feel sad about that. Sorry. Ah, well, well, I think we can talk about it mm, properly today. And that is the idea of attachment. Because I have been so far in this, I think, yeah, if I were to say in these last times, it is a lie. In this, I don't know, in this whole process, it is a very recurrent theme to try and understand what is attachment and what might be, or not necessity, or point of view, and even more, or interest in solving it as, yeah, as an idea, and even more as a concept that might bring harm to us. Let's say it like this. Yeah, I think I can extend that. Harmful. Holy fuck. Holy fucking god. Harmful? Question mark. Is it harmful? I don't think so, but probably we're going to see it because, as I said before, one of the things that are the most predicated is when we create a sense of attachment over things, we find ourselves to be damaged over them. But on the other, yeah, on the other hand, I would say, kind of, yeah, in the same manner, I feel more directed um, toward this particular sense. But even if it is true that I feel inclined to this, I will still try to ask if it is really useful or not. Because what also happens is, okay, before moving on, let me properly explain the idea as to why attachment might be harmful or might be useful. It happens that when we ourselves create a sense of attachment over things, we really start to feel like sometimes the necessity and sometimes the simple desire to take care of whatever it is that we were speaking about. And in a sense, not in every occasion we can see it fully being displayed in front of us, but when it happens in that way, we can start to trace the ways in which it is created by comprehending our emotions and even more or different ideas that we start to have about that particular anything. And yeah, I think I can move um, first and foremost to why it is predicated to be harmful. Because what is said when they who the fuck is they? When the okay, when a psychologist talk about, or even yeah, even sometimes philosophy itself talk about why it ends up being harmful to be attached to things, is because we also set or in ourselves on in that particular thing too much of an expectation, too much of a sense of what is it? What is the word that they use? We feel like it really belongs to us, when in reality almost nothing is really in our control. That is the other thing that is really being predicated. When the idea itself of attachment being a dangerous concept and being even more almost a sin that gets the best of us is being talked about. When we get really attached to whatever it is, no real need to clarify anything because it can even happen to something as simple as a fucking logo sometimes. Um, when we really get attached to anything, we end up attributing more than what is really needed to that particular thing. But on the other side, what I was trying to offer, in the sense of it might be useful, is sometimes the attachment is created because we see the importance that it has. And for example, one of the few very clearly important sense of attachments that any single creature can have is the sense of attachment that is okay. Good. Can I? Do I need to illustrate this? Let me write this. Um, Take this. Um, what is that? That is a woman. Yeah, that is a female anything basically. How the fuck do you make sense out of that? I don't know, but yeah, that tries to be a female something basically. Because one of the few real uses that it has to be attached over something is when a mother figure gets attached to their child, they understand the importance that it has to really take care of their, let's say, particular descendants. Because from a biology point, the biggest objective is obviously to keep a. Oh my fucking god! Do we really need to go back to this? Um, okay, yeah, I am not going to go particularly back to that part, one script, but it is once again the idea of unending game theory. The idea is when you really get attached to something that you can really have control over. No. Let's say like this. These are the hands or something like that. Um, this is one hand and this is the other. Let's say like this: hand and W representing or one. Wait, F of a female basically, and this is the baby being carried somehow. You know. But it is incredibly hard to comprehend. Yeah, I am sorry for that. But yeah, no. I mean, in a sense, I am trying to discuss the idea of it being really bad because what happens the most is some religions. Okay, let me go to here to harmful. Some ideologies try to say that you should be completely detached from reality somehow, um, and that you should never be preoccupied with anything that happens in reality because you know that the stuff is okay. Let's say, mm, and this, what is this? This is somebody who is meditating. Holy fuck! Um, because the biggest example that tends to be or tends to predicate this is Buddhism sometimes, or not. Yeah, the not so really clear Buddhism that is you should detach yourself from suffering, for example. I will guess sometimes what ends up being important is obviously to see what is the main idea, obviously, as behind what is it that they are trying to talk about. Because in the particular example of Buddhism, what happens is you shouldn't simply detach from reality. You should only detach from the most painful things that happen in anybody's life. You should not want to almost be or almost stop being part of this world. Rather, you should simply try to create inside of yourself no more the necessity of having those bad feelings, having those bad emotions, and having those bad whatever it is. Let's say so. Yeah, um, it can be useful, it can be harmful, it it can be something. Let's say, I will bring it like this because, in a sense, I simply wanted to kind of once again explore this idea. I can properly say I am not ready to talk about this. Not in the sense of we are not ready, rather I still lack more understanding about this. But the conclusion so far is um, uh, 50, 50, 50, basically. That is all I can say. I also can. perfectly accept that it might as well have been too early to try and talk about this. Yeah, I guess in a sense, what I, or well, the reality is, I could try to talk about it. I will feel bad if, because I wanted to simply do that, I end up saying complete nonsense that taints the possibility of finding a real response and finding a real answer behind of this particular problem or this particular idea. Because even more, I don't think anybody would really try to utilize what I am saying here as a guide for anything in life. But in the minimal possibility of it happening and this message being heard by anybody for the sake of that, and me saying completely useless anything, I will feel bad for that to happen. So yeah, probably in that sense I could even say attachment in the harmful way. But yeah, I don't know. I think that is all I can add today. Um, I can what else I can add is I am sadly noticing that I am incredibly tired. That is the real thing I can say. I wanted to go for something like 2 hours of streaming, but I would be fucking angry if I were to also give low quality content. So yeah, no, I don't think I am a life coach. It is more like a simple knowledge that might or might not be useful to anybody. Not really. I think if somebody were to call themselves a life coach, it is because they know that what they are giving you is useful. I don't know if what I am giving to anybody is useful or not. I think rather the people might have the possibility of making sense out of it. Not every single one of them might have the chance of seeing it as something useful, and because of that same reasons, I don't even worry about it happening. So yeah, I don't know. Um, what I can really add today is yeah. So far I can really create anything else. So far I am yeah. Let me say this then. These amazing holidays are really. Let me transition to here because yeah, nothing else to add. Holidays are a season of getting tired 10 times more sometimes than any other regular day. So yeah, um, after, tomorrow will be another day in which I will probably not even have that much time to do stuff. I know it will have it after midnight or basically after or in the new year, let's say, but I don't know in which mental state I am going to be because we are very. I learned it the hard way that we like to drink a fucking lot, so I don't even know if I will have the possibility of coming here and drawing anything, or rather being so drunk that I can't even properly utilize the mouse. I don't know. So far, yeah, we are going to see. We are going to experience that tomorrow. So far, for now, I will simply, as I always say, thanks for everything, but I need to still rest a little bit, even more in some cases. Mm, Rest simply because yeah, I cannot feel bad about it because I thought I would have the possibility of going longer than what I ended up being really capable of going. Yeah, of going on for, but yeah, I can't really try to say anything more about it. I don't know. It feels bad, but also I know why it happened. So trying to really say anything more is meaningless. I will probably try to create something more in the free time that I will have between one task and the other tomorrow, and we are going to see what that particular thing creates. But so far, yeah, I will. I will have to go to raid because I am already starting to feel my lower part of the body to go numb. So yeah, this is quality content. The what the fuck? The ads are still going. How long are the fucking ads? What? Didn't Bankum say ads? Like, yeah, the ads shouldn't be going. Why? Why are there still ads? I guess Twitch broke or something like that. I, I want to believe that I have ads. What the fuck? I want to believe that I still have ads. I can even say that I am angry if I still have ads. What the fuck? Anyways, we're reading sure, who is playing Slate Spire. And well, as always, what I wanted to say is, as always, people, remember to stay safe. Thanks for being here. I I think we're progressing rather nicely, even if even if I haven't had the possibility of really off stream practicing even more. We are getting somewhere with a lot of the practice on drawing and all of that. So yeah, we're going to see what happens. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your time, for the opportunity of exploring once again different topics. And well, we're going to see when we have the next opportunity. Yeah, let me do the simplest thing. Mm, let me create that one because it is true that I am literally reading and going to sleep. So as always, thanks, but also we need to whenever the next opportunity arises, we're going to get together once again. But now we need to leave, we need to rest. So yeah, thanks for all. Remember to stay safe. But now, raid. Uh, raid? Hello? Raid, there it is.